with breaking news.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for ABC 7 at 6. I'm Stephanie Valle.
And I'm Eric Elkin. We continue to follow breaking news tonight. County Judge Ricardo Samanigo's now second shutdown order is extended through Thanksgiving and set to expire December 1st.
That announcement live during ABC 7 at 4. ABC 7 Saul Signs listened in on the judge's news conference and joins us live. And Saul, the judge says he's using specific metrics to inform the shutdown order. Walk us through that.
Well, Judge Ricardo Samanigo says he's looking closely at the number of patients infected with COVID-19 being treated at El Paso hospitals. That number, the hospitalization rate, is at an all-time high at 51%. Although the shutdown order extends until December 1st, the judge says he will consider reopening sooner if the rate drops using a specific metric. As I said, the hospitalization rate is at 51%. The judge says with hospitalization rates at 30% or above, businesses cannot reopen, but they can offer curbside pickup and retail to go. If hospitalization rates drop below 30%, businesses can reopen at 25% capacity. Samanigo says if the hospitalization rates can be brought down to below 25%, businesses can reopen at 50% capacity.
The reason that it is difficult for us to continue to open our businesses is based on these ratios. You know, having 49% and 53% of our hospitals dealing with COVID patients makes it really difficult to continue opening our businesses. I assure you that I will be convening meetings with business leaders and industry associations so together we can safely open the economy.
Now, the county judge also touched upon the strain El Paso County morgue is facing with the number of deaths at the hands of this invisible killer, COVID-19. You can watch the entire Samanigo news conference on our website at kvaa.com. Stephanie?
And a total of 696 El Pasoans have died of COVID-19. That includes 14 more deaths announced this morning by local health officials. 863 more people have tested positive. And for the second straight day, we have set a new record for hospitalizations. There are 1,091 COVID-19 patients in El Paso. 279 of them are in the ICU. We have a complete breakdown of all this information on kvia.com.
And with the new cases added today, El Paso now has the most active cases in the entire state of Texas. I want to show you the Texas dashboard here. El Paso has nearly 29,500 active cases. This is not a chart you want to be leading in, and now exceeding Harris County, which is where Houston is. The county with the closest number of active cases is Harris County, just a couple hundred behind. I do want to point out this number is slightly higher than what the city is reporting today, but nevertheless, El Paso has just shot up this list in the last couple of weeks. Also today, Texas became the first state to have more than 1 million confirmed cases in the nation. State health officials say that more than 6,700 patients are in the hospital throughout the state.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott says he is sending more resources to El Paso to help fight COVID-19. The governor says he's sending more medical personnel, medical equipment, personal protective equipment, and mobile testing sites. Abbott also says the bed capacity at the convention center is expanding from 65 beds to 100 beds. As of today, there have been nearly over 1,300 personnel sent to El Paso to help with the hospital surge.
Capacity at hospitals and more recently funeral homes in El Paso have not gone unnoticed by local cemeteries. ABC 7's Michael Gordon visited the staff at the Mount Carmel Cemetery and updates us on what is being done to make sure enough space is freed up for further interments. He joins us live now. And Michael, how are they holding up in terms of space over there at Mount Carmel?
Absolutely, Eric. Well, the staff at the cemetery, they tell me they consider themselves very lucky. They say that they had just happened to have opened up 2 new burial gardens earlier this year before the virus really arrived and took hold in force. Those new areas allow for over 3,000 new burial spaces, with one member of the staff telling me, quote, "We didn't do this because of the virus, but it certainly worked out well for us," end quote. Now, I spoke with other members of the cemetery staff. They have seen considerable increases in internments recently. Their policy is not to list the exact cause of death for every person who's interned, so the increase can't be directly tied to the coronavirus. I was told that the cemetery has already seen hundreds more burials than the amount they'd serviced at this same time last year. They also have those new restrictions in place: 10 people at most during a burial service, and only 5 visitors during any one tombstone visitation. And so if a burial must have more than 10 people, only those first 10 people can be there to grieve at one time, and then the rest of the mourners, they must wait in nearby cars and then take turns going up to say their final farewells.
And that's one of the mandates, I think, that the fertility management team is working on, and that is, are we going to have a problem at the other end? And that's what they're looking at this point in time.
And I also asked about what this situation has done to the cemetery staff, what's going on with their staff and employment situation. Well, they said not only have they not cut staff during this time, but they said they might have to end up hiring more people on to work during this time, and that they're, in fact, very busy. Michael Gordon, ABC 7, guys.
Cemetery staff also added that they, at this point, have gone from doing an average of 3 to 4 interments a day and are now often maxing out at 9 interments every day.
And tonight we continue to ask El Paso police about their handling of enforcement and how far they can go to uphold the shutdown order in the city. Just this afternoon, the county judge asked for businesses and customers to consider this a matter of collective consciousness. However, one business owner in the Upper Valley continues to choose to defy the public health order. ABC 7's Brianna Chavez joins us live, and she spoke to the owner. Brianna, what did she tell you?
Well, Stephanie, the owner of Sun City Athletic Club, a gym in the Upper Valley, says her clients asked her to stay open, and she says they're even going as far as donating money to help pay for her citations.
Like, our members were just, begging us, like, please stay open, please stay open. We're like, we're going to get fined if we stay open. They're like, you guys, we will pay the fines. We'll pay for your first ticket. We'll pay for this.
Gym owner Lizzie Martinez says El Paso police officers have issued her 2 citations and 2 warnings within the last 2 days. Now, right before our interview today, an officer walked inside her gym, and I saw him issue one of those warnings. I also saw multiple people inside working out, but Martinez says the officer did not ask to send her clients home or shut down. Now, I called and emailed the spokespeople for the city and the El Paso Police Department, and I'm trying to find out to what extent local law enforcement can carry out the order. I wanted to know if they have authority beyond issuing citations. Martinez says she's well aware that many people will likely continue to call the police on her.
They didn't make anybody leave. They just gave us a ticket and told us that we had to go to court and fight it. If I'm going to be getting police officers coming in day and night all day, it's going to be really hard and stressful, but it's something I'm willing to do for our members because we love our members so much and we believe that gyms should be essential.
And police spokesmen still have not acknowledged or responded to my request. However, a city spokeswoman said she is working on getting us a response, and once we get it, we'll be sure to let you know on air and online at KBI8.com. Live in Central El Paso, Brianna Chavez, ABC 7.
All right, Brianna. Local organizations are working to give as much aid as they can to businesses in need. The El Paso Chamber announced it's now offering grants up to $50,000. The Chamber joined with the Better Business Bureau on a Facebook Live today. In order to qualify, business owners need to prove that they have lost 15% revenue this year. They need to have been in business for at least a year. They also need to have at least 1 full-time employee, and the Chamber says this can include the owner of the business. They also need to make less than $3 million in revenue a year. The loans do not need to be repaid. They're meant to help keep the businesses going in whatever way possible. But if you need assistance, the Chamber asks that you apply as quickly as possible.
The CARES program runs out at the end of the year. I recommend that businesses that are interested in taking advantage of this program do so immediately, as soon as possible, because we don't have a sense of how long the funds will last. We've already helped over 30 businesses.
And the Chamber also has another program to help connect businesses to professional and technical services. For more information, you can call the Chamber at 915-534-0500 or email info@elpaso.org.